We've got Innergeekdom action today on Schmoedown, as we have Chandru, who's been a recent common player amongst the Innergeekdom division, is taking on a much heralded, anticipated return in the Innergeekdom League and in Schmoedown in general, Jared 2 Smooth Haibon. And from what was mentioned and hinted at, it looks like the winner of this match will be taking on Mr. Ben Fakeman, Hitman Brandon Hanna himself, who apparently was a recent joinee of the Five Horsemen. So, who's going to come out on top and who's going to be taking on the Hitman next? Well, let's find out now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And welcome back. Okay, so needless to say, anybody that goes on to the Facebook page knows that Jared Haibon is quite a popular player amongst the Schmoedown community with the Jared gifts and the Jared memes and all that good stuff. Chandru is also one of the more recent players that has been getting a lot of attention and momentum amongst the community. He's a pretty active poster amongst the Schmoedown ranks himself. So many people on the Facebook page have probably seen Chandru at some point or another on the Facebook page. So when this match got announced, and also with the news that it's going to potentially be a match where the winner will play Brandon Hanna, who is currently still undefeated in the Innergeekdom League, a lot of people have been wondering what is going to be the stipulation when that particular match happens. Could that potentially be a #1 contender match in the Innergeekdom? Obviously, it's too soon to tell, but as far as who I think is going to win, it's hard to see where Jared's going to stand, because it's literally been over a year since Jared has played. They hinted a while back that he was going to actually get into the actual singles league when he did a post-match interaction with Rosie Knight. Unfortunately, nothing seemed to ever have come of that. But Jared is now back in the Innergeekdom, where he made his first debut, got that auspicious 1-0 record with 4 knockouts, which still to me is weird to look at on a win-loss stat sheet. But needless to say, both of them, I think, are quite capable of coming out on top. Obviously, it will depend on who gets what in particular rounds. Obviously, if it comes to momentum, I think Chandru's really been building up a lot of momentum with his last couple matches. He's really been playing well. So, based on what I've seen, it would be very hard for him to get tripped up on something. He seems to be very knowledgeable about everything. He seems to be a very well-balanced player. Jared, myself being guilty, I didn't go back and rewatch any of Jared's matches leading up to this, so I don't quite remember where he stood in the particular categories. I know he has played since the category expansion did happen. So if I'd gone back and rewatched some of those, I might have gotten a better feel of where he stood on gameplay-wise. Obviously, he played Kalinowski in the Anarchy tournament last year. That didn't go so well. And then he played Mark Donica a little while earlier before that, and had a decent showing, but again was not able to come out on top. So Jared Haibon really does need a win here, but Chandru does seem to be the more well-balanced player. So I guess in terms of predictions, I guess I'll take Chandru, just based on the momentum, how well he's played, and just the fact that he's played more recently. I will give the slight edge to Chandru right now. But with that being said, you're done here in JTH talk. That was far too much talking from JTH. I apologize. So without further ado, let's get into this in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, he flossed. Thought we were done with that. Hello, Mark. Hello, Clark. Hey, that kind of rhymes. You are looking live from Collider Studios in Burbank, California. Yay! I finished it this time.
It's the one, the only, the classiest one in the league. Miss Clark Wolf is here.
Classy.
Thank you, Mark.
Classy.
I'm so happy to be here.
Classy. You know she classy.
I was
Classy Clark Wolf.
Because you and I were having a conversation prior to going on air, and you have not competed in an Innergeekdom.
Absolutely
matchup.
not. Nope.
As have I never done it.
Oh.
And we may be the only two who have no desire to be Innergeekdom competitors, because it seems like Season 6 has indeed lived up to its billing as the Magic season. One of the reasons is because it seems like every new competitor, to borrow an Innergeekdom term, it's like a
pretty
tractor
good.
beat. That's the league that they want to be, and they say, no, I know a lot about Star Trek and Harry Potter and all this stuff. I can be a competitor.
I haven't heard anybody so far say they're good at Star Trek.
And now we're starting to see the
They just see Star Trek and they're like,
the cream
I'll
rises
take
to the
it.
top. There you go, Mark.
That's a saying.
Jared, Too Smooth Haibon, and Chandru, the Chosen Dhanandapani are two of the cream that I was mentioning.
No floss.
Really good
No floss.
competitors, and they
He's
are
gone.
looking
He's
at
gone.
the winner of this one facing Brandon
Okay,
Hanna
he's back.
in the next matchup. So Clark,
Okay, they
you
confirmed
have
it.
seen firsthand how much preparation it takes
Yes.
to be on top of the proverbial
Can't do the
Innergeekdom
flossing.
mountain. So when you look at a
Can't
Chandru
floss.
the Chosen, he
Hate
comes in, he's
flossing.
playing the role of the nice guy here. He is
Got a ticker.
1-1.
Boop,
Jared,
boop,
Too Smooth
boop.
Haibon 1 and 2.
I don't like
How do you see
flossing
this
either.
matchup playing
Thanks,
out?
ticker.
Which round is going to determine their fate? In
Oh,
your
man.
eyes?
I mean, I always say that round one it can really, really help you down the line. And especially in these 3-round matches, if you can have a solid round one, you're setting yourself up for some really good success, provided the wheel is kind.
And you have a long storied history with the wheel.
I know what
Should make a
that's like.
documentary on at some point. In the meantime, we are
You
going
may
to
find out what I'm referring to later.
for themselves and their opponent in the pregame interview. Roll it.
And your winner, Chandru the Chosen.
Gap. Seems like a play on that free-for-all theme. Or no, the Schmoedown Live theme.
I'm feeling good. One win down.
Chandru the Chosen, really
Oh, got a ticker in the recap.
and some great answers to this competition
That's
today.
right.
It is specifically the Magic season for Innergeekdom. There's so many good players coming in and so many people playing at the top of their game. And I want to show that I belong in this top tier too, that I'm also part of the Magic season. That's what's making it all great.
That's something that Haibon has done. He was very good at it, but he is here to compete in movie trivia. He's just as big a geek as anybody.
So I'm back in the Innergeekdom League. I gotta admit, I might have to drop that Too Smooth name. I don't know. It's a little too smooth.
Jared Haibon, he hasn't played in a year, but I saw his first match. It was a really impressive showing against some okay competitors.
Pretty sure I'm still the only person to ever knock out 4 people in one round. Hey, I got a Schmoedown record.
His win is really impressive on paper.
I'm a little bit of a
On
veteran
paper.
now of the Schmoedown. This is my 4th match.
Paper's meant to be
Last one I
ruined.
played was Kalinowski. That was his first match when Kalinowski started the whole corruption storyline. So, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of made my impression by losing.
Oh, thank you for all the fan reactions. You guys have been so positive. You guys love me so much. And because of that, I got the second match and the third match and so on. And I'm like Dumbledore's Phoenix Fox. You burn me down, I rise again from the ashes.
Chandru the Chosen. Why can't I be Jared the Chosen 1 Haibon instead of Jared Too Smooth Haibon? Anyway, moving on, I digress. The guy knows what he's doing. It's gonna be a tough match. It's gonna be a good match. I'm coming in somewhat prepared, but I'm feeling good. I know my stuff. I want to play the game. I enjoy playing the game, but at the end of the day, I want to win. I'm a competitive guy. So Chandru the Chosen, I'm gonna try to take you down today. You're a nice guy, but I'm gonna try to make you the villain.
Jared, you've been away for a year. Welcome back to the IG League. I hope ring rust is not affecting you too much. After winning against you, I'm just gonna floss again.
Oh no! You're well, you haven't won yet. You haven't even won yet. You said you were gonna do it after you won. You're a liar. I hate liars. After I win, I'm gonna do a floss. 1 second
Well, look, you see
later.
there, Clark, I'm gonna say like handsome, charming, funny, and Jared Haibon also in this matchup. So Chandru really impressing me in the
That's like
pregame
saying I would
matchup.
make a
And
GIF
looking
if I
at the
won,
strength of each competitor
and then
for
making a
Joe
GIF
Haibon,
anyway.
it really does come down to, are
Which
they
is
gonna get
exactly
that
what
switch on the
JTH would
wheel, or
do.
is their opponent going to be stuck with that?
Anybody
Can
that
they get
knows
some steals
JTH.
in round number 2?
It's exactly
So
what I would
is each
do.
competitor good at?
Great
So yeah,
question,
not a good
Nicholas.
analogy.
For Haibon,
Back
we've
to the
got
match.
DC movies and documentaries about the New England Patriots.
That is not going to be on
Who
the
are
list.
they?
Sorry.
And Chandru, we have superhero movies and choosing
Ah!
wisely.
Why?
Chosen. And without further ado, Clark, I love the new blood that is coming into the Innergeekdom division, and we're about to see somebody emerge and take on Brandon Hanna and his perfect record.
Why did that dance become so popular? I remember when the Men in Black dance was great. And all.
Time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yay! What? How did we come to that?
Here today.
To this.
Introducing first, with a record of 1-1, he is Chandru Dhanandapani.
Oh my gosh.
Chewbacca.
Look at that scroll.
Whoa.
Look at the
Whoa,
moves.
whoa.
Somebody called Josh McCouga. He's got competition. Wow, quite an intro from Chandra. Obviously, that's a well-known Star Wars character. That is a Wicket costume.
Indeed. And good choice, I would say.
A very good choice. And his opponent,
Chewie.
sporting a record of 1-2. He is Jared Too Smooth Haibon.
Highway to Hell. Last time I heard this song, no DQ CAW title haunt, Mr. Clean versus Jason Voorhees, 3 stages of hell.
No onesies.
I'm a nerd.
Flashing that $1 million smile, sportsmanship-like handshake to Chandru. So, Jared, Chandru, you guys have been here before. You guys have been under the white-hot spotlight. Chandru, I'll go to you first. How are you feeling going into today's match? I hope that was Chewbacca.
I feel the same.
Jared echoes the sentiments of Chandru. So a Wookiee roar, and with that, we are going to be off and running here as we go into the rules of round number 1. This is an Innergeekdom matchup, and so the field of competitors is going to hear 10 questions in round number 1. Each question is from a different corner of movie trivia Schmoedown Innergeekdom know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question up here, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard. Once we address you by name or clever nickname, please show what you wrote on the whiteboard to your camera.
If I ever played, they would just call me loser. What do you got, loser?
Competitor, that you each have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. The match is 3 rounds. If you didn't hear a question right, you want to buy yourself some more time, ask us to repeat it. We'll repeat the question.
Wish I could get my hair under control. I got the hideous hat hair has struck again.
Throughout the 3-round match. Sorry, Jared, the challenges are not red flags you may throw at a referee.
Damn.
Big New England Patriots fan, and they just keep on winning. Will Jared Haibon?
Maybe I should start wearing hats.
I just got
Then I would look cool.
Last words of wisdom for either one of these competitors up here?
Good luck, gentlemen.
I'm to hats as they are to sunglasses.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Yay! I need to start wearing hats.
Seem focused.
Maybe I'll be smarter.
They're ready to go.
All right, then here we go. Your first of 10 questions in this Innergeekdom matchup takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What does that mean?
MCU for sure.
Okay.
And your question is simply, who directed Black Panther? Very quick stories. We only have 15 seconds.
I'm ready.
So my mom and a friend of hers from up the street, he's the last guy to actually have Netflix, and they still send him DVDs.
Oh, sure.
And that's how they enjoyed Black Panther.
Oh,
5,
I like
4,
that story.
3. She knew it was an MCU movie. He thought it was a documentary. 2, 1.
Ryan Coogler.
Pens
A
down,
director
and
question I actually know.
first did he have it?
Blanked.
He did not have it.
No!
Ryan Coogler.
It is Ryan
Coogler.
Coogler.
Ah.
On the board. On the board.
And he wrote at Ryan Coogler.
These lights, they're very nerve-wracking. Okay?
And we move on to our next question.
All right, in the category of Star Wars, what ravine on Tatooine did Luke and Biggs Darklighter race their T16 Skyhoppers through as youths?
What do you think of that name, Biggs Darklighter, Clark?
I think it sounds like an adult film star, Marcellus. And that's why I don't play in Innergeekdom.
A well-known plumber around Tatooine. 5.
The ravine in Tatooine. Well, then it must be the Tattoo Ravine.
Hands down as we go to Chandru first. What do you got?
Is that Beggar's Canyon?
It is hashtag
Ah,
Beggars
I
Canyon.
didn't get it.
Jared doesn't have
All
it.
right.
And
I'm with you there, Jared.
2-0 over the Belichick-loving Jared. Your next question.
Run to Cincinnati. Run to Cincinnati. Run to Cincinnati.
This is Middle Earth, and your question is, which two hobbits were Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli?
Why you give me
to
Hobbit
save
questions?
the
Why don't you say
Uruk-hai
in which
and the
film?
Two Towers?
Then I might be able to get that because I at least know all the
They would've told
films.
us.
Uruk-hai?
They're-
Yeah. Your guess is as
You're,
good
I
as
was just about to say.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Bob and Tom.
It was Merry and Pippin. Did Chandru have it?
Merry and Pippin.
Yes,
All
he
right.
did.
Oh,
Jared,
those are
you
two
have
that I
four.
actually would have
Chandru
known
Still playing a perfect game.
The most
if I had known they were
important
hobbits.
Is the first one.
Indeed. In the category of DC,
Okay.
who played Jor-El in 1978's Superman the movie?
You're never going to get that again, where they just have, like, a person. The movie.
The movie.
You're never going to get that again.
I mean, maybe it'll be like a retro throwback thing or something.
I don't-
Machete.
You had My Little Pony, the movie,
3,
but no one cares about
2,
that. And
1.
here come the
We're gonna
dislikes.
go to
Marlon
you first,
Brando.
Chandru. What do you got?
You must save Krypton.
It is at Marlon Brando. I don't believe he's on Twitter.
Marlon Brando.
It is Marlon Brando. Jared had it as well.
I would like to see Marlon Brando's Twitter account very much, actually.
Sure, it's called
And
The
it's
Real
4-2
Marlon Brando.
As we careen
Because everybody always
halfway
puts
point
real
in round number
to
1.
confirm
That
you
would
are
be
real.
Marvel movies is your next topic. Marvel movies. The character of Mortimer Toynbee appeared in the first X-Men film and X-Men Days of Future Past. He is better known by what mutant nickname? I guess X-Men and the Schmoedown kind of similar. Like, you have a name.
Oh, but
repeat
then you
that
have
question?
I can repeat the question. The character of Mortimer Toynbee appeared in the first X-Men film and also X-Men Days of Future Past. He is better known by what mutant name?
I like to think of
There's
us
only
as
one that
X-Men
comes to
X-Men.
mind. I don't know if it's it, but
Cast from Society. Yep.
Yeah, but also we have cool pants.
5, 4, 3.
I said Toad. I can't think of who
1.
else it would
Hands
be.
down. Jared, did he have it?
Is it Toad?
It is
It
Toad.
is.
Okay.
Chandru's got hashtag Toad as well.
All right.
I
That,
say,
looks
I
like
did-
that JT
couldn't
rule
figure out who
belongs
else
to
it could have
Jared,
been.
JT Rule did. His fellow New England Patriots
call.
fan, JT.
so- Indeed.
Sometimes you just need to hear something twice.
You sure do. That's what they're there for. All right, question number 6. In the category of Harry Potter,
Oh dear.
who plays Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter films?
Question for you, Ms. Wolf.
Yes, I'm ready.
How many of the 8, 9 Harry Potter books have you read?
I think I made it halfway through Order of the Phoenix.
Okay. Oh boy, they're not. 5, 4,
I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
Bill Nye.
And we're going to you first, Chandru.
The Dowager Maggie Smith.
It is
Oh,
Maggie Smith.
I wasn't even close.
He
Oh,
could not.
At least you had Maggie. I don't know what you could get
Thank
from
you,
Gyllenhaal.
Perfect
this and the
game
right
for
answer.
Chandru the Chosen.
He's doing
If
great.
he is able to answer the last 4 questions right, he's going to have a bonus question asked just to him. Jared Haibon starting to get his footing, though, with 3 points. Trails by 3 as we get to the next category, and that would be Star Trek.
Oh, shit.
Oh, great.
Jared Haibon, you can just concede the point if you want to.
No, don't.
Your
I need to hear what the
question
question is.
In Star Trek First Contact, humanity makes first contact with which alien race? A lot of aliens to choose. If I give you one planet, you can go to our solar system. Where are you going?
Venus?
Because
No, Jupiter. I don't know.
because women are your home planet.
Oh, my home planet. You're right, Marcellus. What a 90s reference.
2, 1. Pens down and
The
let's
Vulcan.
go to You first, Jared. What do you got?
Klingon?
It is
No.
Klingon. Does Chandru have it?
The Borg?
It is
No.
Vulcan.
What was it?
Looking for Vulcan.
Oh.
Live long
All
Vulcan.
right.
and prosper.
You will know Vulcans from their pointy ears And there
Live
are
long and
systems for
perspire.
sabotage
That's a
that
joke about
Oh,
how
yeah,
hot it
you can do
is.
that.
You're all
This'll-
bullies,
can
you
only
know
do it
that?
with the one hand.
I'm no boy.
controversy in the crowd.
All right.
Bulle,
Actually,
bulle,
we have some
bulle,
Baltans
bulle.
here, and they are upset.
They were displeased with the lack of credit. All right. Question number 8 in the category of DCEU. In Suicide Squad, what is the name of the masked, sword-wielding member of the team whose weapon is capable of trapping the souls of its victims?
All right, that seems a little too powerful.
Little
for me.
excessive. Little.
Like, isn't the sword good enough?
I mean, I'd think so.
How heavy does that sword get when you throw a lot of victims in there?
So many souls.
4, 3.
It is Katana. She's got my
We
back.
are going to go to you first, Chandru. What do you got?
This is Katana. She has my back.
It is Katana. Does Jared have it?
Katana.
Yes, he does.
All right. All right.
We all know
Got ourselves
Katana.
a game
She's
here.
got our
He's a great
back.
character in Mortal Kombat as well, that Katana.
Indeed.
We move on to heroes and villains. The answer is probably going to be a hero and or a villain.
Are you
And
sure?
Here he is. In the 2005 film Constantine, Jamon Hunsu plays what character? Need a name of a character.
I very much enjoy this film.
Never seen
What?
Yeah, I pulled a Clark Wolf with Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and left halfway through.
You quit halfway
5,
through.
4, 3, 2.
I
Pens
don't
down.
know.
Jared Haibon, did you have
The
it?
devil?
It was not the devil. Does Chandru have it?
It was my nickname in college, Papa Midnight.
Papa
Oh.
Midnight. Wow. We need to know more
Alright.
about how he got his nickname in college.
Yeah, that's for the inside schmo. That's with Ken Knapsack later. Tune
Say,
in.
keep playing the match. We can find out more about Papa Midnight. Sounds like a great radio DJ nickname. And your last category is going to be mixed bag, Clark. What do we got?
All right, finally, in the category of mixed bag, Kick-Ass was released in what year? Very much enjoy a Kick-Ass movie.
I am a fan of. I like both.
Really?
I like both kick-asses.
I didn't
First
love
one's
the
better.
second one.
5, 4, 3, 2,
2010.
1. Pens down. Chandru, did you have the year?
Of course, 2010.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
9.
Of course.
Close. But no point is awarded to Jared. What a round for Chandru,
Wow.
the chosen. 9 points, one off a perfect round.
How many did I
Jared
get?
Haibon,
Did I get
4 points. He got a
4
late
or
start.
5?
Started
Got
to find himself there in the middle of the round, but it's a 5-point
First
lead
one,
for Dhanandapani.
Brando,
Into round number 2.
Vulcan,
This
that
is the wheel
one.
round, Clark. Now, is there anything you would like to say to the
Oh,
wheel,
no, I got
to the
5.
camera, or to the
Yay!
competitors about
I'm
the
leading
wheel?
someone.
You have a long and storied history.
Just
I
be
have a
nice to you.
future. Maybe.
You don't have to be gentle, but you could be firm. You could be authoritative, and do not spin it by the pegs.
That's-
It doesn't like it.
That's-
Trust me.
What we
It
wanted
may
to
not
hear.
like
So,
it, but
spin the
they
wheel
don't
by the
like
pegs,
it more.
And in round number 2, you see that wheel right there. You
Spin
get
by them
10
pegs,
slices
you're
that are
going to
representative of every
hell.
corner of Innergeekdom know-how. You also have the dreaded opponent's choice and the fan favorite spinner's choice on there. Each category has 5 questions you got to answer. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. If you understand the rules as I have read them, we are going to tell the chosen that you may spin or you may choose to defer to Too Smooth.
You can go first.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Oh,
Yeah,
All right.
interesting choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Here comes
Consider it a wedding gift.
Too Smooth Haibon to spin that wheel.
All right.
Wheel of death.
That's
Gotta
it.
put it
If I
away.
know- If I know my lady the wheel, she liked that one. Still going. Still
Like-
going.
Like the Energizer
Right.
Bunny.
Round and
Oh.
round it goes.
Are we gonna make it back around to spinner's choice? Nope.
Marvel movies. That's interesting.
Marvel.
Warrants consideration.
Who said stay?
Okay.
Oh.
Smart man, very smart
Yeah.
man.
Better do what she
Listen to
says.
the fiance
Yeah.
always.
Marvel movies. Uh-oh.
So it's gonna be Marvel movies. Card
Well,
Wolf will be
if you
asking
fail,
about
you know who to blame.
movies, and these are movies that don't necessarily take place in the current cinematic universe.
Right. Tricky. Okay.
It's tricky, tricky, tricky.
In 2005's Fantastic Four, Johnny's fire powers first manifest while he's doing what activity on Earth?
He's snowboarding.
That is correct. Give him 2 points. Didn't even.
Played by Captain America,
Didn't
so
even
it should be
hesitate there.
getting the super
I
soldier
mean,
serum.
duh, Everybody knows that.
Duh.
With Miriam Menounos.
In
Steelers to remember.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Oh,
what
dear.
is the full, real name of the man who becomes the supervillain Electro?
See the first and last name.
If he goes multiple choice, I would know who it is. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't know though.
5, 4,
Multiple choice.
3.
Multiple choice. Is it A, Francis Fry, B, Quentin
Max Dillon.
Beck,
It's Max
C,
Dillon.
Max Dillon, D, Mac Gargan?
Can I repeat the not the question, the answers one more time without
You
using
can
my
do
GT?
one repeat of the answers.
Is it A, Francis Fry, B, Quentin Beck, C, Max Dillon, D, Mac Gargan?
They all sound like high school gym teachers.
They very much.
And you're saying Mac on the last one, right? Not Max?
That is correct.
All right, so C.
C, Max Dillon is correct.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to use my non-regional dialect. I was trying to
No,
enunciate.
you were doing a great job.
Oh,
I just,
thank you.
doubt myself.
Thanks, Jarrett.
When it comes to regional dialect, you got me beat. Don't worry.
I do
you're
my
doing great.
best. All right, your next question. In Venom, what is the name of the villainous CEO played by Riz Ahmed?
Need the first and last.
Again, I'd probably know it as soon as I. If he,
Multiple choice.
yeah.
Okay. Is it A, Quentin Beck? Just read them. B, Mark Raxton, C, Morris Bench, or D, Carlton Drake?
I think it's Carlton Drake.
D.
That is correct. Give
Yay!
All right, hey, this is what you have to do sometimes in an Innergeekdom match. If you don't know the name, you multiple choice your way around it. You prevent your opponent from stealing. Jared Haibon working the wheel very well here.
Absolutely. Strategy is key at this point. In Deadpool 2, what is the name of the X-Force member played by Louis Tan?
Shatterstar. I believe that's his name.
I don't know who Louis Tan is.
You don't have to know who he is. Just remember the character.
5.
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Shatterer Star, B, Zeitgeist, C, Vanisher, D, Bedlam?
It's Is it? It's just Shatterstar. I was gonna say.
Can I repeat those options one more time, please? I'm sorry. Is that a thing? Can I do that?
You got to use the JT rule.
Oh, okay,
No,
never
yeah.
mind then.
Yeah.
Let's go with
5, 4.
I didn't say 5, Mark. A.
A.
Got it
That
again.
is correct.
What a-
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Just taking that lead at Chandru as
To
they
be
just
fair-
chip away.
That was the complete guess. The Drake one I actually was pretty confident
The
on.
force is strong with this one. Jared, your final question. In 2013's The Wolverine, mutant villain Dr. Green also went by what name?
It's not Poison Ivy. I'll do multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Copperhead, B, Viper, C, Cobra, D, Rattler?
It's Viper.
It is Viper. One more point for Jared.
Got Viper, look, they're all snakes. Only one of them is a Dodge automobile, and Jared Haibon just chisels away that lead and finds himself at a 10-9 advantage over Chandru.
You know what though? Didn't give up a single point. No steals. So that's actually a very well played round
You
two.
prevent against the stealing. We have a defensive struggle, a lot like what the Patriots were able to prevail against the Rams in last year's Super Bowl.
Gotta bring that up.
It is your
Gotta
chance to
bring that up.
regain that lead.
All right, here we go.
I'm sure all the LA fans there in the studio do not approve.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you see that you're losing. It does something to you mentally.
Absolutely. It's a mind game for sure. But the good news is he's got a lot of chances
Chewbacca.
to regain that lead.
Chewie.
Standing at 1-1 is his record, so he's got some experience here. See if it pays off for him.
Sure.
It's like it's the world of the MCU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did not
Nope,
hesitate.
not even a
He's
little.
looking at Star Wars in a Wookiee costume, and he said, "Nah, I'm good with MCU."
MCU it is.
It's fine.
Hey, Disney owns everything.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go, Chandru.
They own your
You
soul.
have 5 questions. Each one's worth 2 points. And your first question. In Avengers Age of Ultron, the World Internet Hub known as the Nexus is located in what European country?
Oh dear.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Switzerland, B, Finland, C, Germany, or D, Norway?
I'll say Finland because I love Finnish.
Switzerland?
5. That is incorrect. Jeremy, I'm going to give you your multiple choice options. Is it A, Switzerland, B, Finland, C, Germany, or D, Norway?
Germany.
Also incorrect. Looking for Norway.
Ah,
Okay.
For
we're all wrong.
Okay.
Great.
3
cruise
strikes,
down to that
roll out.
country. All right. Chandru, back to you. For 2 possible points and retaking the lead. In Spider-Man Homecoming, what is the group that takes over the salvage and cleanup of superhero battles and puts tombs out of work?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, the Department of Damage Recovery? Is it B, Department of Wreckage Control? Is it C, Department of Damage Control? Or D, Department of Alien Control?
B.
C, Department of Damage Control.
Give the man a point,
Oh.
and we are tied.
All right, there we go.
All right, Chandru, you have tied the game with Jared. You still have 3 questions to answer on your own. However, if you miss them, Jared can steal them. Next one. In Iron Man, when Tony is kidnapped, the terrorists want him to build a missile whose name is what?
Oh, Jericho.
It is the Jericho missile.
Nice. Didn't,
And that is
didn't miss a beat.
Missile
2 points.
is
Feel it.
Jericho.
Your
I can't turn
penultimate
around.
question in round
I'll pull
number 2.
the laptop off, and I'll
What
be
is the
out tens of
first name
dollars.
Of Peter Quill's mother in the Guardians of
Meredith.
the Galaxy films.
Meredith.
That's 2 more points.
There
Yay!
it is.
A question I knew.
Regaining
Chosen.
the momentum.
The promise that we know. Your last question in round number 2. In the film Captain Marvel, what was the name of the secret joint project between the Air Force and NASA that was studying the Tesseract?
Project Pegasus.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
2 more points, and
right.
we had the defensive struggle for a
Yep,
minute there,
yep.
and then Chandru the Chosen woke up.
He just
clocking
scored a
out the last 3
touchdown.
right off the bat.
Absolutely, brought it right back. So now we are in a real close game, but
But like
it's
typical
still, it's still could go
NFL,
either
he
way.
missed
That's
the
right, because
extra
in round
point.
number 3, each competitor has to answer 3 questions. These questions come from 3 different areas of Innergeekdom know-how. The way we get the questions is you, the competitor, is each going to give us 3 numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 16. Your first number is going to correspond to your 2-point question. The next one is a 3-point question. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. We get those numbers again from 1 to 16 based on who has the lead going into round number 3. That would be you, the chosen one. So what 3 numbers feel lucky to you, sir?
11, 3, 8. For the cell number they said Chewbacca was from.
Ah, there you go. 1138.
Hmm.
All right, and Jared, your 3
Interesting.
numbers.
Let's go 4, 9, and 2.
All right.
4,
That's
9,
it.
and
Good
2.
numbers. Very good numbers.
How do you pick 2?
If I may
So
just say,
probably
I am
2 will
shocked
fail
that
you.
Jared did not select number 12 as one of his numbers.
No, you go random.
Okay.
You go random.
Tom Brady just turned off this Schmoedown. All right, so Jared, you're going to
Well,
have to answer some questions first. Those
Jared
are
knew if he
by
picked 12, he'd
Mark
get scores
Wood,
and
and
soundtracks.
2-pointer, what category did he land on?
In the category of MCU,
Okay.
in Age of Ultron, the climactic battle between the Avengers and Ultron takes place in which fictional country?
Sokovia. Come on, Jared. Sokovia.
I had to get this one, but it was really
It definitely would.
5,
Oh, you're overthinking it, aren't you?
3,
Repeat the question.
2. He's got a, that's a second JTE rule.
In Age
Come
of
on, Jared, you're
Ultron,
overthinking it.
the
Sokovia.
climactic battle between the Avengers and Ultron takes place in which fictional country?
It's not Latveria. Just letting you know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, sorry, we're out.
No, I don't know.
All right, the answer was Sokovia.
Sokovia, my God.
Sokovia.
Accords.
The Sokovia
Ah,
Accords.
Indeed.
All right,
Sokovia.
so Jared now needs to hit both these questions, or else Chandru is looking at a
It sounds
knockout. So Clark,
too real to
he
be
selected
fictional.
lucky number
I'll give you a
9 for his
pass.
3-point question. How lucky was it?
How many JTE rules do I have, by the way?
You have one JT rule.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, how lucky was it? The category is DC.
That's kind of lucky.
Maybe.
What is the name of the crime boss played by Tom Wilkinson in Batman Begins?
Just need the last name.
Just the last name?
Just the last name.
Falcone.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's
There it
still
is.
in the game.
I would have blanked on that name.
Came through.
We didn't know if number 9 was going to be his lucky one, but he got the 3-pointer, and New England Patriots know a thing or two about clutch 3-pointers thanks to Adam Vinatieri / Steven Goskowski. And now we're going to move on to Chandru for your 2-pointer.
Why couldn't they have had Billy Cundiff?
And now we're going to stay with Jared for his 5-point question. And this is do or die time, Clark.
Yes, it is. All right. Jared, you chose the category of Marvel.
Okay.
What is the name of John Travolta's villainous character in 2004's The Punisher?
And we do need first and last name. 5, 4, 3.
Marcus Vincent.
Repeat the question.
Slash JT rule.
No clue.
What is the name of John Travolta's villainous character in 2004's The Punisher?
That's something I should know, and yet it's just not coming to me.
Seems to be somewhere in his brain.
Reaching for it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Chandru Dhanandapani, the Chosen! Looking for Howard Saint. Howard Saint, we knew he was in his cranium somewhere. Clark. He couldn't get it from up here to the short highway down to the tip of his tongue. But a game match from Jared.
Chew it!
Chandru scores the technical knockout for the win. Your thoughts from the classiest competitor in the league?
Wow, I mean, well, watching this dance is
I swear, I cannot for the life of me remember where I've heard that song before.
It was back and forth the whole way, but Chandru just really kind of had that edge the whole time. And as we said at the beginning of the round, if you or at the
Where the
beginning
hell
of
have I
match,
heard that
if
song
you have
before?
a solid round 1, it really helps going into your later rounds,
Yeah,
especially in these 3-round matches.
I look at the match that Chandru and Jared just had, and I really think that Chandru learned a valuable lesson here about controlling the flow of the game, because I think Jared Haibon actually was in charge of the game. I think he controlled the metaphorical line of scrimmage, because once we got into round number 2, Jared started getting the multiple choice questions right. And really made this more of a defensive struggle. And then Dhanandapani, he was able to get some 2-pointers later in round number 2, but it was a lower scoring game than maybe we expected, but very tight nonetheless. And we are now going to have an interview with both the winner and the loser. First up is Jared Too Smooth Haibon with Emma Fife. What is the state of mind of Mr. Haibon?
Thanks, Alex.
We shall see.
We are here with Jared Haibon, who didn't quite pull out that win today. But you know what, Jared? It was great to see you back in the Schmoedown.
Yeah, it's always great to be back in the Schmoedown. Man, I killed myself today. First question, Ryan Coogler. And then I had some easy gimmies that I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. And just a quick studying session would have changed all that and would have changed the game. But what are you going to do?
Do you feel like missing that first question kind of just set the tone for you for the rest of the game? Because sometimes getting on the board is the hardest part of the Schmoedown, and you had a little bit of a rough go of it.
Yeah, no, honestly, that wasn't it. It was more the two questions in round 3 that I couldn't pinpoint. Howard Saint, and then the first one, which it already escapes me. But
Sokovia.
Yeah, Sokovia. I mean, just sometimes you just draw a blank and you just can't find the answer in those 15, 30 seconds.
It definitely happens to the best of us. So what now, Jared? Are you going to stick around? You going to have another go of it? You got big plans elsewhere?
Well, I got big plans elsewhere. I'm getting married. Yeah, there we go. But we'll see. I mean, I always love to play in the Innergeekdom. I always love to play in the Schmoedown. So hopefully they'll have me back, and hopefully I can have a better showing.
Well, we certainly wish you all the best in your matrimonial endeavors and beyond, and hopefully we'll see you back here in the Schmoedown very soon. We will be right back with Chandru.
You hear that, Clarky? Our boy's getting hitched.
Hey,
He's getting married. That is so exciting, and all sympathies to the lady who has to take
gotta take her.
Quasimodo's hand. I mean,
Congratulations, Jared!
Very nice
Thanks,
guy,
Tigger.
Jared Haibon. And look, I think that he does have a future in Innergeekdom for sure. There's just so much competition here, and one of the members leading the charge here would be Chandru Dhanandapani. I think he's got a very bright future.
Absolutely, and I think he said it best. Just a quick studying session. When you come to the Schmoedown nowadays, you got to do that prep. You just got to get in there.
There's like a Bible that every competitor carries
There really
around.
is. This is not a casual activity anymore. But one thing he did do that I think was very smart and shows promise is he used those JTE rules.
Yep.
He bought the time when he needed the time. He stayed on top of all of that. Really smart gameplay.
Maneuvered his way around the match very nicely, maybe controlled the flow of the game, but the winner is now with Emma Fife, and that is Chandru, the Chosen.
And we are back with Chandru Dhanandapani, the Chosen One, decked out in his Chewbacca gear, flossing away up there after his win. Chandru, how are you feeling after that match?
Oh, that felt really good. It was nice to get a second win and keep the momentum going. I didn't want to be a 500 player, so to speak. So it was a great match. And shout out to Jared. He came to play in round 2. He got all 5 questions right, and that sort of shook me in the first 2 questions of my round. And but luckily, I was able to get back on track.
Yeah, I mean, Jared, for all that he was multiple choicing his way through some of that round 2, he honestly didn't give up a single point.
Yeah, right. I knew all of those questions. I was just waiting for him to slip up in at least one of those so I could get some steals in. But he played lights out in round 2. That was amazing.
Yeah, some good defense on the part of Jared Haibon, but not enough to prevent you from taking that big win today.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm also criticizing my own game. If I want to play in the bigger leagues, to be in the top 5, I need to be even better than what I played today. So I was this close to a perfect round, and I'm still kicking myself over Vulcans.
Yeah, I kick myself over Vulcans often. I don't know what that is. So, Chandru, now you were victorious in this match, which means that you are going to be taking on one Brandon Hanna next.
I know. So far, all my victories have been against nice, likable people, and then now I'm playing Brandon Hanna. So
Brandon's pretty nice and likable. I don't know where. I mean, listen. Once upon a time, he used to carry around a briefcase for Ben Bateman, but he's got his own agency now. And
no, but did you see his last match? He was wearing OJ gloves. Marcellus even called it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he pointed out that they fit better than OJ's gloves, but
anyone who references OJ when talking about himself, I'm gonna stay a couple feet away from it.
You know what? That is a fair point. You might want to keep an arm's distance or perhaps half a country's distance between you. Now,
or camera width difference.
There's a little bit of a rivalry there because he's beaten you before.
Yeah, I'm looking for redemption actually. From that was
Revenge.
really lost. I came into the league very happy to go in and fight a match, and then Brandon just takes a couple of steals from me, from all of the people on the table, and wins that match, and it still kind of stings. And I kind of want redemption for that one. And from then on, we'll see what happens.
You're out for redemption or you're out for blood?
Revenge.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing this big
Answer is yes.
rematch between Brandon Hanna and Chandru Dhanandapani congratulations once again on your win today, sir. And now back to you, Mark and Clark.
All right, well, Clark.
And he was wearing sunglasses. That's why he won.
Chandru versus Brandon Hanna.
Yeah.
Where do you see that match headed?
I mean, you know, look, I'm always on the side of the good guy, so who knows what's going to happen. But, you know,
But then who do you
something that
pick?
really impressed me about Chandru is that, you know, he seems like he's getting better with every match. And I think that's what you got to do. Even though for him, this is a rematch where he was not victorious the first time, you know, don't let that get in your head. That would be my advice to him. Do not go into this match thinking you are the same player as you were when you lost, because if you do that, you're already at a disadvantage. Go in with all the new strengths and skills that you've acquired by playing these other matches where you've been victorious.
Great advice.
Gain the strengths of all the people you defeat. So
So
you're the fiend.
Whether you and I are doing an Innergeekdom matchup, whether we're doing a team matchup, a singles matchup, hell.
Had to get a
you and I
wrestling
are
reference in
happy
there.
To announce that we are available to announce Jared's wedding. We can
Anytime.
go start to finish.
Absolutely.
Wait, I don't know if we're going to get hired, but damn it, we are available, so keep us in mind.
Damn
Jared.
it, we're available.
Congratulations to
And
you
we need
on
some
the
money.
impending nuptial ceremony. And last but certainly not least, I want to remind everybody out there that on September 6th, both in theaters and on video on demand, is going to be Satanic Panic by Fangoria, featuring our own Clark Wolf. Tell us a little bit about that.
Hey.
Thank you. Satanic Panic is a wild ride, to say the least. It stars Rebecca Romaine, Jerry O'Connell, and newcomer Haley Griffith, and is directed by Chelsea Stardust, who you are going to be hearing a lot about. So if you like your horror comedies and you like them bloody and real gross, this is the movie for you.
And I'm probably at the Chuckle Bucket in Schenectady, or maybe Sir Laughs a Lot in Iowa. I don't know. Check markellislive.com for upcoming tour dates. Thank you for joining the Movie Trivia Schmoedown here today. Check out our Patreon online as well as the Facebook group Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And that's all. Clark, take us out.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching. For myself and Organic Baby Carrots, Mark Ellis. We'll see you next time.
Mr. Guy speaks very highly of you. Of course, I've watched what you've done. Very impressed. Very impressed. Now, as the commissioner, I have certain luxuries, things that I can do, which is great. I want you to join our family. I think you've got what it takes to take us to the stratosphere and beyond. To add to
Well, apparently
what
it's...
we already have, which is the greatest faction the Schmoedown has ever seen. But as commissioner, I like to do things right. So, what I need you to do is to sign this.
Apparently
It's all official.
Apparently it's the lady that played Lady Sif in Thor.
Captain, it would be my honor.
Wait a...
Welcome to the family.
Now, wait a ding-dong minute here. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's run down all the people. Thank you, Ben Fakeman, and Robert Meyer Burnett, and Clark, and Mark, still kind of rhymes, and Chandru, and Jared, and Emma, and that should do it. So, let's get into the match first. The match was good. Jared definitely looked like he had some rust there. Again, that year plus being away, it certainly doesn't help. And it definitely played a factor into this. I don't think there's any denying that. He did shake off the rust going into round 2. He did a good job taking what he could get, but unfortunately just was too little too late. Wasn't able to. He's definitely going to be kicking himself over a couple of those answers. So Chandru gets the win, and he's going to be playing the person that we just saw there at the end. Interesting. So I guess we'll be waiting until Friday when he decides to join Corruption. I guess he's just going to jump around all the factions. I guess I got a theory about what's going on there. I guess being typical Hitman fashion, maybe you're trying to get a little inside scoop on all the groups, all the factions. Try to get some good intellect. So I'm not going to get too much into this. I'm not gonna say it. I won't get too carried away with what I just saw. If I had to put 50 cents down on what I think is going to happen right now, I don't think Brandon Hanna will represent anybody. I think he's going to be independent. I think what he's doing right now is just typical hitman fashion, just trying to get into every position that he can to just gain the intellect and knowledge. So yeah, Friday he'll join Corruption. Next week he'll join the Dungeon. Then he'll join Jay's faction. Can't remember off the top of my head if he changed his name. I don't think it's still the Viper Squad. That can't be right. Maybe it's just Time Machine. I don't know. But then he'll join the Wangers. Then he'll join the Evil Geniuses. Then he'll join everyone else. So yeah, I'm curious to see where that's going, because actually, now that I think about it, he did the thing right after the collision. Brandon was doing the thing with Kaiser with the Dungeon, so it definitely seems like they're playing into that thing where he's going around everybody. He's trying to find out as much as he can about every faction. So yeah, I'm not going to get carried away about making a big deal about him joining the family. I think he's just playing us right now. I think he's just playing everybody right now, and we're all just all along for the ride right now. So, Brandon Hanna, the ball's back in your court. What faction are you going to join on Friday? We shall see. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Always watch their content first. It is the right thing to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content, and to mine as well if you so choose to do. Follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1, and follow all the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown content as they alluded to at the end of the video. The Facebook page, Twitter page at the Schmoedown, the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown website, triviasd.com. Become a patron if you can. It goes a long way. So, until next time, I guess I will see you on Friday. Obviously, the big Shire Wolves match has been announced. It's going to be a live Schmoedown Throwdown Thursday night. I don't know off the top of my head when it's actually going to be a public produced match, but I'm guessing it's not going to be until next week. So I will see you next week for that match, but I will see you on Friday for the doubleheader, the big #1 contender match setup. Kalinowski, Bateman, Snyder. Who's going to play Paul Yama at the Schmoedown Live Brooklyn show? Or not Brooklyn. Or is it Brooklyn? No, it's just New York show. It's the New York Live show. So I will see you on Friday for that doubleheader action. So this is JTH. Thank you for watching. And until then, I bid you adieu.